Hello, Charles. Good of you to join us. I've been having a little bit of a challenge getting on here by trying to fix all the little bells and whistles. And eventually I'm here, 15 minutes late, but hey. So while you guys signing in and saying hello, I'll just pour some tea and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. So we have Charles here and Charles here and Charles here. So we have Charles here. Did I say we have Charles here? Ravi is here as well. And greetings back. So I thought, being just once a week, we'd have 50 people lined up here. We have five. And out of five, only two are brave enough to say hello. Six. Rest are hiding. Why are you hiding? Oh, is my ugly stick around here? Maybe you're scared of this. If you have been misbehaving, maybe you should be hiding yourself. Otherwise, we'll have problems. All right. Rabbi says greetings from UK. Greetings back to you from Canada. And Prithu, I hope I'm not butchering the names here. Says India 32. Prithu, you forgot the gender, because I can't tell from the names of different nationality if it's a man or a woman. So I ask if you would let me know your gender, whatever your gender is, and your age and where you're tuning in from. So we have Charles from Luxembourg. Ah. And we have Ravi from UK. Brito from India, male India. And he says, you inspire me a lot. Well, I'm delighted to hear that, Prithu. Ravi says 48, divorced for 3 years. Ravi is from, I gotta look for it, UK. Okay. All right, Ravi. So 3 years of happiness, that's not bad, is it? We'll take him as it comes, right? Just kidding, ladies. Just kidding. Who knows? Maybe his wife is happier than he is. So let's just even it up. You're welcome, Ravi. So again, I thought I'm late. Looks like everybody's late, or maybe that's the extent of our number of participants today. Pritu says, sir, you replied to my question. Did you have a question here, Pritu? I don't see a question here. Oh, says India 32. I see. How to develop a strong focus in life. If you want to develop a strong focus in life, try to be in the present moment, not in time. What I mean by time is that you're either in your memories thinking about something that happened in the past. So by not being here focusing on things that don't exist or happened in the past, which don't exist, you're in a different time. You're not here. You're depriving yourself from life. How can you be focused on something that you're not there? Everything that is happening in life is in the moment, is in the present time. That is what is happening. That is what you can modify. That is what you can change. That is what you can design. That is what you can participate in, all happening in the present moment. If you are in the memory thinking about something that happened in the past and trying to fix it in your memory because that wasn't palatable the way you would have liked to handle it or whatnot, or the way you would have liked it to happen. So if you're in your memory because of that, or you're daydreaming about something that you would like to have, a fantasy that you're in the future, these are times you're in the past. In the memory is the past, so you're not here, you're in the different time. Or in the future, you're conjuring up something, wishing for something. Again, you're in some time that even the time itself doesn't exist, but you're there. In either case, you're not here. When you're not here, how can you focus on something that you're not there? So when you say, how can I focus strongly on life? Well, just don't worry about the strongly. Just be in every single little moment, meaning be mindful. If you're having tea, focus on tea alone. Tea. That is a mindful exercise. You are becoming one with the happening, one with that your energy is being used to create or to do, to activate, to accomplish. Then your mind and your body, hmm, hand, mouth, drinking, body, and your mind thinking about it, being here, focusing on what you're doing, is in coordination. Once you are having mind and body coordination, you're having full attention to that moment of life. And whatever it is that you're trying to do and accomplish and fix or create in that moment would be done in the best possible way. If you're studying, you will do the studying as best possible way in the shortest amount of time, because nobody is stupid. When you're focusing on something, you learn it fast. If you don't, you think, why am I not learning? Not because you can't learn it, it's because your mind is not with your body. Your mind is somewhere else. Your body is here. You're looking at the book, but the mind is all over the place. If you imagine let's say, an older lady sitting on a couch and having a book open in front of her, and she's looking at the book, what does it tell you she's doing? Reading a book. But could be far from it. She could be looking at the book, but not here. She's in her mind somewhere else. You could be looking at the book and then you flip, you say, oh, what was it? You flip back and try to read it again. And then you say, what was it? Because your mind, you're looking at the book physically, but your mind is not here. So you got to train your mind to be where the body is. Then you have mind and body coordination. You have full attention and focus, and you'll do your best in whatever it is that you set out to accomplish. So focus on being in every single moment, every moment. And it's so short that it's very easy to be in that moment. Just be here, be here. Not there, not there, be here. Be constantly. You'll train yourself, and then you'll have a sharp mind to focus, be under your command, to serve you for what you want to use it for. You won't be going around here and there like gypsies, no home, no place, all scattered around. It's expression, no disrespect to gypsies. Okay, now, Nova says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Nova. Nova says, Nova, what happened to the protocol? Haven't I put it up here? For heaven's sake, let me just do that. All right, here we go. It says, welcome to today's live stream. Please, oh, mistake on the please, there's an E missing. Let me know your age, gender, and where you are tuning in from. Thank you. So, throw me the bone. Give me the info. Dr. Evil here. Okay, okay, okay. Now, hmm, let me fix this thingy here. All right, let me fix this. It is fixed. There we go. So, who do we have here next? So, Nova says 21, male, Florida. Oh, Florida, Florida, the free state. No mask, no nothing. Freedom still exists there. So Nova says, how to forget about disgusting images you see on the internet. If there is anything you can do, yeah, change the channel. What the heck do you expect the world change itself for you? I agree there are lots of shit out there that one wouldn't want to see or be, exposed to it. But unfortunately, the world has changed since 50, 60 years ago, when the manners and morals and values were more wholesome and considered the well being of the others rather than going with this theme of me, I want to do what I want to do, freedom. So take your pants off, go in the street in the name of freedom, not considering children going to be observing this. Other people who might not be interested in seeing your, you know, presence with clothes on or proper clothing on. All of that is change. So, in the name of freedom, they've created certain kind of a atmosphere that people actually have believed that if they stop these things and have a little bit manners and morals in the society or in public places, it would be anti-freedom. So they've sold that to people's brain, and now people have become so inconsiderate and arrogant. And that's why we have a chaotic world. Manners, respect, kindness, all of that has turned into selfishness, arrogance, lack of manners, morals. Nobody gives a seat in the bus to a young or older lady. If the guys are sitting down and an older lady comes in, nobody gets up anymore. We came from a generation that we learned if we are on a bus and the bus is full, no seat to sit, and an older lady, older man comes into the bus, I get up, have a seat. Or if it's a young woman, just because she's a young lady, I get up, give my seat. We learned that from childhood. Now, if you do it here, I remember when I came to Canada 42 years ago, or 43 years ago. No, 41 years ago. I was 24 years old. And as usual, that's where how I've been raised. I was in a bus and two older ladies came in. There was no seat. So I got up and offered them my seat. They were looking at me like something weird had happened. And if you do it for a young lady, she thinks you're hitting on her. It's all so messed up. So they have been trying to kind of discredit the chivalry, the alpha male, the protective male, and teach women that you don't need them to protect you. So they took the protection away from the woman and encouraged men to become assholes. So this is very unfortunate. So nowadays, you can't expect the world to live by a certain standards as it would be acceptable to most and appropriate in behavior and values. So you need to have your own filters on. You see something in internet you're not interested, well, just pass by. Because maybe some people like to see that. Okay, name of freedom. Okay, so hope that helps you out. You don't have to see things and try to forget them. If you just have certain standards and don't get exposed to things that you don't want to be exposed, then you don't have to forget them either. You know, but unfortunately, you got to come up with that system. Otherwise, the way the world is going, it's so backward and messed up. It's all about money and promotion and getting votes and promises to get different groups to give them votes by giving them some kind of a extraordinary recognition or rights and whatnot, which is contrary to the balance of the society. Then you just have to have that kind of a system to fix that for yourself. Okay, we have Damian Martinez says male 34. From where, Damien? Okay, guys, if you guys short in information, I'll pass on. I'll come back when you fix it up. We need to know gender, age, where you tuning in from. I know it's male 34, Damien, but where are you from? Which country? So I'll come back to you. Let's see who we have here. Charles says 34 here. Charles, you're from UK, are you? See, every question you guys put in, Luxembourg, it would be good to have that code. M for male, F for female, whatever, however you signify your gender. Then age, like M34 UK. Three little things in front of every question. Then I know. Otherwise, I can't remember. And it's important for me to know that information. So at least I know how old you are, what kind of a vocabulary, what kind of a approach, what your gender is, how to properly use the salutation, and all that. And of course, the country gives me a little bit of background, cultural background, and so on, possibly. Mm-hmm. So let me go by row here. So I don't hear from Damien is here. Oh, no, I don't hear from Damien. All right, let's see what his question was anyhow. Or maybe I go to the next one until he gets back to us. So Charles says 34 here from Luxembourg. How can I stop thinking about what my ex-girlfriend at 33 is doing with someone else? Yeah, it's a problem, isn't it? When we break up, we may think that, okay, what is she doing there? First of all, you got to be realistic. If this thing was a good relationship, it wouldn't break up. Like if you guys were hitting it off and have compatibility, it would have lasted longer than it has, and you would still be together. If you're not together, what difference does it make what she's doing to you? She's not for you anymore. And the problem is that when a relationship breaks up, mostly guys think they've lost something, but they don't think that she has lost something too. And if she can go on and have another relationship with somebody else, why can't they? You guys are hung up on the fact that if a woman leaves you, then you're devaluated. Why? Because woman represents, among other things, pleasure. And life is about pain and pleasure. So when something that has always been pleasurable, but not necessarily always, but there was content of aspect of pleasure, a highest sought after type of pleasure, sex, intimacy was part of it, then you think that was life. That was the meaning of you. You were defined by the fact that you were able to have pleasure. And that's so palatable that now that that pleasure is gone, then you think you're devaluated and you're not as good as you've always been. Your affirmation is gone. But you got to focus on the fact that if she wasn't the one that was with you, it was another woman with you, then you would have thought the same way as you're thinking about this one, about that woman. So it's not about this woman having left you was the only chance for you to be defined and affirmed and be valuable. Because if this wasn't the woman, there was another woman that you were in a relationship with, you would have thought about that woman the same way you're thinking about this one. And if there was another woman, not that one either, you would have thought about that other woman the same way you're thinking about this one. So no matter which woman was your ex, you would still feel the same. So it's really not about the woman that you feel it's really important. It's about that whole experience of togetherness, intimacy, sex, pleasure, and wanting to have a partner. That's what you're missing, and you are giving value to the person that was involved with you. Yeah? But if you notice that, well, you can create that same situation, same relationship, even better with somebody else. So if she's not with you, that's really nothing derogatory about you or no devaluation for you. It just happens that it didn't work out because you don't have a relationship with each other's body. That's the intimacy part, the sexual part, pleasure part. But the real relationship happens between the consciousnesses. And if the consciousnesses don't work, are not compatible, then there would be not much of a pleasure, or alongside with the intimacy pleasure, there would be pain of not being compatible, and disagreements and arguments, all that would be there, would be hell. So might as well better that it's not working with this one. But good news is that there's billions of other women out there. So it's not limited to this. You may think that it's limited because you have to go out and have another opportunity to find it, and you think finding a woman is so difficult. It's not. It's not the way you think. They don't think they're difficult. You just have to approach them, and numbers game sometimes. So the fact that you're not together, that should be the end of your expectations from her. Whether she's doing something with somebody else or not, you shouldn't care. I know it's sensitive because we men are somewhat feel responsible, or you get to become in your mind possessive about that woman that is my woman. From caveman's time, there were wars because of women, because of that amazing spirit and presence that the woman has in a man's life. So they would all get attached and they want to have that woman because it comes with intimacy and sex, and you're programmed to, you're heterosexual male, you're programmed to follow and look for women and for procreation. So to you, it's very important. And that's why you have a hard time to let go. But you can create the same kind of a connection with another woman, and far better quality this time, because you know a lot more what you should be looking for, how you should, interact with her, and so on. So you learn as you go. But trying to be bothered by what she's doing, it's useless because you can also go find yourself a relationship and forget about this one. Why? It doesn't matter how beautiful she was, it doesn't matter how wonderful it was, it's not now. So you got to bring your attention to the actuality of her now, not how it used to be at one time. Oh, she was so nice. But the key word here is was. At one time, you were both really nice to each other at the beginning. But people change. And she has changed. You have changed. Somehow, you guys are no longer together. And the fact that you're not together is why you shouldn't care about what she's doing, because obviously neither one of you are compatible. You're not looking at each other at the present moment. You're looking at each other physically, recognizing each other, but you're thinking about each other as you used to think in the past when you guys were lovey dovey. You got to change that, update the file, look at her for who she is, how she treated you today, what she behaves and how she is like today. Her actuality is today, not that, oh, I miss her. She used to be so, she used to be, not now. If you look at her now, you say, I don't like to be treated like this. So that's a different girl that it used to be. So you can't be really missing her. Hmm? So if you think that way, you'll realize that I don't care how beautiful she is, as I always said, if this wheel doesn't turn for me, I don't care if it turns at all. Which means I don't care how beautiful she is, how wonderful she was or is. But if that wonderfulness, that beauty, those favors or interactions, as amazing as you think it is, if it's not for me, then I don't care if it is at all. Because if it doesn't concern me, what difference does it make to me how beautiful she is? She's not for me. She's not giving it to me. She's not interacting with me. So then I should have respect for myself. Say, okay, when I'm not welcome, when this is not for me, I'm not going to reach for it. I don't care. That's that's the kind of a mentality you should have. It's like, I don't know, there's some kind of a, fruits and things prepared on the table, but it's not on your table. It's on somebody else's table. You're not going to go and take some fruit from somebody else's table. You have respect for yourself. You go about your business, and even if you're hungry, you won't have it because you're you. You have respect for yourself. Same thing. No matter how much you desire her sensuality or intimacy or sexuality, because obviously on consciousness level you're no longer compatible, so there's nothing there. So what you really want her for, or want to know what she's doing, because you're sexually still attracted to her, but you need to understand, if it's not being offered to you, you don't want it. Go on, find other amazing women that are out there, and that's how you replace this need and go for a better things, higher level. Hmm? Work yourself up. All right. We have Brenda Kuke. Says, long time no see. Great to hear you speaking. Hello, Brenda, dear. I remember you. Wonderful lady. And you deprive us from letting me know where you are in the world and your age again, Brenda, if you will. Yeah, I haven't had the live streams on Facebook because it was easier to do it once I got OBS on YouTube. Eventually, I got all that streaming going okay. And then we had, I don't know, 600 or 900, 700 live streams. Recently, I found this program, uh, StreamYard. And for me, it works much better, and it gives me the opportunity to simultaneously hold the live stream on Facebook and YouTube, which I guess helps out. So, and I like this comment. Is probably funny. That's it. That's the screen name. Holy macaroni! By the time I say that, that's the whole question. And the question is only four words. The screen name is one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 words. But the question is here, here from the UK. Okay, that's cool. Let's see what else here. It says, do you think there is similarity? I don't know the actual complete question here. I think I'm missing something. All right. So I like this comment was saying. It says, do you think there is a similarity to psychotronics? Similarity to what? Psychotronics is a topic about military grade systems that could affect one's health through some kind of a energy or something. I think that's what I remember. It's like a weapon. It's an electronic weapon. So I don't know if that's what you really want to mean. All right. Joanne Fundy says, hello, I'm Joanne, 28 years old from Kenya. Hello, Joanne. Says, I can't stop thinking about my ex all the time. We broke up 4 months ago. Well, instead of thinking about your ex, why don't you think about why you broke up? When you think about the reasons that you broke up, you'll see those reasons still exist. But the reason that you miss the guy is because you're not thinking about the reasons that you guys broke up. You're thinking about the good part of the relationship. You're not focusing on how it progressed, where it developed to. So when you don't think of that, human psyche is always in tune to think about the good stuff of life and forget about the bad stuff. That's how we're built. We are built to forget the pain and focus on the pleasantries. Just imagine, with all the pain that is involved in giving birth, women who give birth with all that pain, they would have never ever wanted to encounter and experience that pain again. So they would never want to get pregnant again. But that's not so, is it? Just a month after pregnancy, she's forgotten all about the pain. She's ready to have another child. So that's because our psyche is designed to forget the traumas and to forget about the bad stuff that happens to us in life and to focus on good stuff. We escape from bad stuff. We go through pleasure. We go for finding solace and pleasure and kindness. And that's why, those are the values that we follow. So you forget all the reasons why you guys broke up. And naturally it's replaced by all the good stuff, because who wants to have pain in the head? You just think about, so many you guys and girls break up and all the guy is thinking about is the girlfriend's body and sensuality, and when she cooked something or she was intimate or soft or kind or considerate, because that's what is really a relationship is all about. That's what every person wants, that sort of stuff from a relationship. They don't want all the bullies and all the psychopathic behavior and narcissism and all the shortcomings of that individual man or woman trying to prove that he or she is in control and bigger and more and deserves more and all that bullshit that comes into the picture. Nobody wants to remember all that. So you only remember the selected good memories. And when you do that, which is naturally you're inclined to do that automatically, then you'd say, why did I even break up? Why shouldn't I miss the guy? Or why shouldn't I miss the girl? That's what your question would be. And so you're gravitating to all the good parts of the relationship. Then you say, oh, because I bet you all these 4 months that you guys broke up, all the things that you've been thinking about, none of them was the bad stuff. If you did, you wouldn't be missing him. You only focus on the good stuff. Now, I don't know who broke up. You didn't tell me about that. If he has broke up with you, well, obviously you think, oh, I lost something because I've been rejected. And that plays in your psyche, makes him even feel like he's better than what he was. It's all not. Because if it really was good, a good relationship is when it's good for both, not just for you or for the guy or whatever. So you focus on the things that was wrong in that relationship. Maybe not necessarily wrong with him, but wrong in the relationship. The things that you expected, the things that he expected, the things that how you guys interacted, the arguments, the difficulties, discrepancies, conflicts, divisions. So all of that is what you should focus on, and then it will stop missing the guy. But you keep thinking about, it's like you're having a plate of good food put in front of you, and you notice, oh, there's a bunch of worms and bugs in it. Holy. But you had, before you experienced that, had part of it on the side, and it was a good part. No worms, no bugs. And you enjoyed it. It was very delicious. Now, later on, if you want to think about the food, if you only think about the part that it was delicious, well, you're going to say, oh, it was a great food. But if you remember the bugs and the worms in the other side of it, you'd say, holy shit, that was a terrible dinner. So which one you're going to, it's like you're traveling from, let's say, a continent to another continent. Let's say you're going from Middle East to Europe, or you're going from Middle East to North America. It's something about, I don't know, 22-hour flight. And, or whatever, or from North America to Japan. It's a long flight. So in this 22-hour flight, or 20-hour flight, 18 hours of it was beautiful service, perfect flight, no turbulence, great service, great food, and amazing experience. In the hour 20th, big turbulence, plane crashes. So what are you going to say about 18 hours was good, so the majority was good. It's a good flight, or you're talking about you're going to focus on the ending of it, that it crashed. So I don't care how much of it was good. The fate of the flight was it crashed. It wasn't successful. Now, what are you going to say? Oh, it was a good flight. I'm going to fly with it again. No, you're going to look at the actuality of how it developed, where it ended up. That's your conclusion should be. Now, right now, you're thinking about the good parts of the relationship. You say, oh, it was a good relationship. But what happened at the end? You guys broke up, or the guy left, or you left. There were reasons. You're not focused. You're not bringing that into the data. Only that it was good in selected parts of it. That's why you missed the guy. You focus on the crash of the airplane. You will say, listen, I don't want to fly with this airline again. You don't want to be in that relationship again. Why? Because it crashed. And it crashed for the reasons that it wasn't, just, in your opinion. Yeah. So I hope that helps you out. So we have Slobodan Milicic says, hello, Mehran, 21 Belgrade. Says, why I do not get notification from your live? I'm subscribed. Have you clicked on the bell? Apparently, there's a bell there somewhere. And then when you click on the bell, apparently, I haven't seen it, it says all or option or limited or something. Just click on all, always, or something like that. I think that should make a difference. But anyhow, YouTube is really not that good in trying to promote, I guess, channels or inform everybody. Many people have had that complaint. Uh, I guess they're very successful. They don't care about my channel or channels like that. All right. Oh, Joanne says he left me for his ex, who they separated 5 years ago, so that they can have a kid. Yeah, so there you go. Whatever the reason is, it's not palatable to you. So why should you be thinking about anything else other than the ending of it? And when you think about the ending of it, well, you say, well, that makes it disqualified. I don't want this guy because obviously this is the ending of it. I had that experience and it didn't work out. So why should you miss the guy who didn't have, who wasn't focused on you? The hell with him. He can go with his ex and have a kid. Like if they had a kid, I would say, okay, he's going back to the ex because they have a child. But he's going to the ex to have a kid. So the guy is a write off. Forget it. Go on. You're 28 years old. You're very young and you got the world in front of you. So don't get stuck on the one that wasn't worthy enough for you. Otherwise, he would have stuck around. So move on. Don't waste your time on other people when they don't treat you right. Pritao says, kindly share tips for developing a productive daily routine. It depends on what it is that you want to accomplish. I don't know if you're a student, if you have a job. Well, if you want to focus on mindful exercises, you want to get up a little bit early, wash up, do a meditation, understand the energy of the universe, align yourself with it, get up, have your breakfast, go to work a little bit early, and then come back home again, a little meditation, some fitness exercises if you can, proper nutrition, enough water, learn things that you need to learn about the movement of the mind, movement of your psyche, learn about thoughts, consciousness, where do they come from, what's the relationship between thoughts and consciousness, what about ego, what about desire, what about fear, what about mechanical process, what is order. Learn all these things and create these routines and then stick with it. And if you have to modify them, you modify them as you go on, but then you create a regimen and see which one works. When it works and brings you more success and advancement in life, you do more of that. It's simple as I'm not exactly sure how old you are, where you are, but let's see how old you are. You've already said it here, probably. See, if you guys don't repeat that little information, I got to keep looking for it, and that's gonna not be efficient. So you're 32, yeah. So depending on what it is that you want to accomplish, but usually that would be a good start. Sleeping not too late, if you can, unless your job is nighttime. Always make sure you do your chores, responsibilities, whether it's job, project, studies, whatever it is, before you allow yourself to have fun. Unless you've done like 3 4 hours of it and you want to take a break for about a half an hour or an hour, and then you get back to it. But priority comes with the responsibility. What you're responsible to accomplish, whether it's your job, your studies, or whatever it is that you're supposed to attend, fixing something around your home or something that has got urgency, understand your priorities based on reasons for health, economics, finances, all the things that is necessities, they have priorities. And then stick with those priorities and don't go for fun until you finish your priorities. That would be the good beginning of getting up a meditation and getting ready and going to work early, or having set a portion of time to accomplish something, scheduling your day for what you need to accomplish on that day, proper nutrition, proper work ethics, priorities, what comes first and what can take, in queue, responsibility and duties before fun and pleasure. That becomes after a while a habit, and that then you don't have to make a special effort to make it happen. That would be how you would live, and becomes hard things becomes easy. Hmm? It's all about habits, isn't it? Nova says changing the channel is smart. It's just that I don't want to be bored all the time. What, Nova? Changing the channel is smart. I just changed the name of it because I didn't think people really understand what mind that seeks truth could mean. And if somebody stumbles on a channel's name that says mind that seeks truth, may not communicate anything to them. It means something to me, but may not mean anything to them. So I decided to turn the name of the channel's name, to what it actually does. So if somebody doesn't read what the particular video is all about, title of it or description or content of it is, by looking at the name of the channel, they'll identify with something. Breakup, okay, means something to them. Moving on, okay, means something to them. The brain, all right, yeah. Thoughts, okay, everybody has thoughts. And you, okay, all right. It says something. That's what I'm thinking, but I could be wrong. Because, I figured for out of 8 years later, or 9 years later, we're still at 23,000. We gain 250 subscribers every 28 days. Not good. I've seen channels who have come here and their content with your own testimonies, and then I noticed it, is pretty much garbage or not even close to the content that we have here in these topics. But they've got 300,000 subscribers in 2 years. Mind you, some of them are women and they're good looking, so I can't compete with that. But still, if people are looking for substance and solutions and proper discussions about their challenges and ways to overcome them, or deal with them, well, we have far better content and a lot more videos. We've got about 3,000 videos here. So I thought maybe, I don't know, changing the name would help, because there's nothing else I can think of that I can do, or at least I don't know how. And I don't think they are really that magical people who in 2 years they have that. They just have certain things doing it better than I do. I don't know, marketing or however it is. Yeah, the good looks of the woman I can understand, but there are other channels that they're not women and they are very shitty content, just means nothing. Absolutely. Just shoving things to entice people, to trick them that they should buy something before they can get anywhere. Nothing is really, anyhow, you know better than I do. So I don't know how to do this. We should have had 1 million subscribers by now, at least. Honestly, honestly, it's not mine. Okay. Okay, Austin Power. Let's see who else we have here. Slobodan Milicic says, Mehran, is anxiety and fear necessary during groinal urges, feelings, thoughts, and images during HOCD, POCD, TOCD, etc.? Thanks. It's not about being necessary, but it happens. It could happen. You know, it's like saying, I don't want to see a pink elephant in the room. Or somebody tells you, don't think about a pink elephant. It's famous in many psychological expert psychologists and psychotherapists. This is a known example that when you ask someone, don't think about the pink elephant, all you're thinking about right now is pink elephant. So you expect, oh, I shouldn't have a groinal response when I look at this, I don't know, whatever it is that you look at. Well, you create an anxiety and then you get amygdala involved and the anxiety is going to fire up, and then you end up actually focusing so much on something you shouldn't be having that you will have it because you're focused on it. The brain doesn't understand that your focus means not to. The brain says, oh, it's focusing, so it means, okay, I gotta do it. It's like a dog, you can show a place, says, don't go there. The dog might think, oh, I gotta go there because he's showing something. And I've learned this means something. And so far, when they put food in front of me and push this, show this, it means, okay, go eat it. Now he's showing something, says, don't do it. The dog doesn't. So the brain is pretty much, don't think brain is smart. Brain is very stupid. Brain doesn't know shit. You're using it as an apparatus to do something, calculate something, learn something, design something. You're using it. You make what it can do to be used via your intellect for the purpose of your desire and design and intellectual intentions. You are making what the brain is capable of to be used for intellectual intention. But it's not the brain that is intellect. Brain doesn't have any smarts. It guesses everything. It doesn't know shit. Your problem is that when an arousal, let's say, happens, you forget about the fact that you were focusing on something, but you meant not to, but the brain doesn't understand. As long as you focus on it, it can just, yeah. The more you focus on, oh, I shouldn't have this thought. I shouldn't have this thought. So you're thinking about that thought. Instead, just focus on something that you should be focusing, that automatic. It's like you being in Louvre Museum in Paris and looking at Mona Lisa's picture and say, I shouldn't be looking at Mona Lisa's picture. I shouldn't be looking at Mona Lisa's picture. Well, just turn your head away, look at the other pictures. Suddenly, Mona Lisa picture is not in your mind anymore because you turn your focus. You're giving your focus, you're using the ability to see, directing it, giving a mandate of focusing and seeing something else. So when you give it a job, it's doing that. Naturally, the other thing that it could see, Mona Lisa, is not facing to it, so it's not seeing it. But you keep looking at the other table, says, oh, I'm not looking at Mona Lisa. I'm not. So that's going to be in your head. Same thing. I shouldn't have grown all. I shouldn't have grown. Oh, that's same gender. Well, the brain says, oh, he's talking about grown all. Maybe I should have. And then it makes the body react. All right. It's not that it's necessary for that, but it could be there or could not be there. It doesn't matter. You don't feel the anxiety necessarily all the time. Oh, that's because of anxiety, because I felt the anxiety. No, just the fact that your values are not in line with the thought, that creates an anxiety, and the protection section guards will come up, and the more attention will be on what it is that supposedly they're protecting you from, and that could cause a reaction. But that reaction is not your reaction; it's the reaction that is because of the brain, and the body is under the influence of the brain when the brain is powerful enough to make the body react to certain things that it's got nothing to do with your values or your interest. So just because a body does something, that doesn't mean that action is defining you. That bodily action is not defining you. If that was the case, we were all farts, because we fart a lot, don't we? But that's not representing you, your class, your manners, your mentality, your respect for the environment that you're in. But it's sometimes you're not in control of that, right? So it's not defining you. So don't think of it that way, because what brain makes the body react, the reaction of the body toward a thought or the brain's directive or power, does not define you or identify you, does not mean that you are what your body is reacting to. It most often is irrelevant to you. It's not in line with your values at all. But that's what body does when it is being dominated by the brain. So, but you are not part of the brain. You're not part of the body either. So, in other words, you can simply separate yourself from it and understand that body reacts to brain, and brain is not you. You're not the brain. So therefore, you're two separate systems. Understanding that, you'll be okay, because brain is not going to consult with your values before it does something. It's not going to say, "Oh, excuse me, sir, I want to do this. Is that in line with your values?" And you say, "No, it's not." So, okay, I'm sorry, I will go back. It doesn't. It's stupid. It just does things because its job is to make thoughts and control the body or influence the body, and that's what the body does. But that's not representation of you. Nova says modern society sucks. I wish I was born earlier. We all wish that. At least I was born at a certain era that things were pretty wholesome, very good. Life in the 50s, in the 60s, 70s, even somewhat of an 80s, it was still great. Then it all started getting fucked up. All these bullshit, different isms and things came to the picture. The political uh, forums and views and tricks, and it messed up people's brains and their values, and they got big-headed thinking that, oh, I have to prove myself that I am this. They fooled so many people, and so many idiots have followed these new narratives, cancel culture narratives, and they've even changed the meanings of things. Women no longer believe it's pride to be a woman. How powerful and interesting and amazing it is for them to be who they are, a woman. How powerful and important women are. They have actually deprived them from being proud to be woman. They all now want to be man. They want to be feminist, which means I'm more than a woman. What can be more than a woman? The whole world is centered around woman. Everything is about woman, but yet they fool them to relinquish that state of importance and fall for some bullshit that feminism, with the idea that it's not even representing intellectuality, equality in what they actually prefer in life. They fool them to think that they're equal. By this business of feminism, they took away all the respect, all the importance that they had. all the advantages that they had, plus all everything that they could accomplish. Women today are very smart, intelligent, educated, and they took all that they could add to their e- exceptional presence, all that education and abilities and things that they could accomplish in this world. They can be anything they want to be. They took all that away and shoved it and replaced it with, oh, if you want to be really important, you got to be feminist. What does that mean? You are a female, you're a woman. So what is feminism supposed to mean? To become not woman? It's like men say, oh, I'm a masculinism. Well, you're a man, be a man, do your duties, protect women, chivalry, respect, honor, all the good stuff that the whole world was based on. Now, families are not families anymore because women doesn't believe to be women. Men don't expect women to be women. And when men don't expect to be at their best behavior with women, and women encourage men to be assholes rather than encouraging them to be, acting with how the values were before, and encouraging them to be good men. Men do everything for women, but when women don't want it anymore, are encouraging men to become more of an asshole. Anyhow, it's a maybe bigger discussion, but we can simply go on today. The Slobodan says, still here. The Albanian guy. Ah, hello, okay. All right. Arjan Patel says, hi, dear sir. I'm a very good looking, handsome, attractive man, 31 years old, living in UK, Manchester, but no woman is ever looking at me or approaching me. Why is this? Because women don't approach men mostly. If you're waiting for them, they're not. You think because you're good looking, then women should fall over all of themselves. Women don't choose men like men choose women. We are not as sophisticated as women are. Women's expectation of their partner is far beyond what men's expectation of the woman they're looking for is. We're mostly, especially at younger age, any age pretty much, but mostly younger age, when she's pretty, has a nice body and nice look, we think she's got everything else that they could ever be expected from a woman. She's a great mom, great wife, unselfish, disciplined, educated, smart, classy, well mannered, uh, all the things that you could ever want. You think just because she's beautiful, she has all of that. That's the end of our criteria. Until later on that we say, oh my goodness, there's so many things here was missing. But women are not like that. They're not looking for the handsomeness of the guy. Yeah, it's nice, but they don't get stuck with that. If the man's manners and behavior is not up to par, doesn't matter how good looking he is, they let him go. They expect higher standards. At least that's how it used to be. Now they maybe expect not much, just as long as the guy has some money. For many of women, that's good enough too. But again, that's a failure. They're going to fail in that relationship because that's not based on compatibility of the consciousness. It's based on some material, just like the guy is thinking a pretty girl's got everything that he might ever want. If the girl thinks that the rich guy's got everything that she may want, both are making a mistake because it will never work. How many people are good looking and they get married and then get divorced? Why? Because the good looks is not what you're having a relationship with. You're having a relationship with each other's consciousness. If you don't understand that, then it doesn't matter how rich one is, how good looking the other one is, makes no difference. It won't work. All these actors and actresses, they're all good looking and beautiful women. So how come the handsome man and the beautiful woman, they get married, they both have money too, right? Doesn't work. So it's not about the money or the looks, it's about the compatibility and bonding on consciousness level, the values and how the contents of your consciousness, how the conditioning of the content of your consciousness have taken place over the years, and how open you are in compromising and in making things work and grow together and recondition your consciousness to a point that is possible. So you think that you're good looking, and you may very well be, but you're not a girl to hang around to wait for some girl to approach you. They're not going to approach you because they don't believe that handsomeness of a man is at their top priority. Good looks of a woman for you may be, but handsomeness of a man is not their number one priority. They want manners, morals, proper protection, ability to provide, well, balanced behavior. They can feel safe with the man. All these are very important to them. So you got to have some confidence and be proper, and don't, be overconfident. Be humble, and yet be pleasant in your approach, and introduce yourself. Be well mannered, and don't think that you have something special because you're good looking. They don't give a fuck. They want manners, yeah, proper behavior, some chivalry, respect. Make him feel good. Make him feel protected. There's still good women out there. They're not all assholes today, regardless of all these misconceptions or feminism or isms that is out there that they're connecting themselves in, because mostly women who really are not proud of themselves and they can't offer anything, they go into these feminism things because they think, now I connect myself to a cause, then I'm something, because I don't have to make anything out of myself, because I just connect myself to a cause, and that cause is well known, so I'll be accepted. That's a bullshit. But there's still women out there, millions, that are pleasant, classy, manners, morals, responsibility, education, smarts, capabilities, all of that, which is a foundation to build a family, to build a relationship with. It's there. Look for that. But still be generally respectful, humble, and don't be full of yourself. All right. King Cole. So Nat is your first name? Nat King Cole. Says, hi, Mehran. I have an opinion about OCDs. Yeah, King. That's right. Yes, you got to retrain and rewire your brain by ignoring the negative thoughts and focusing on what it is that is meaningful to you and in line with your values. And in that way, you rewire your brain and retrain it, because we've talked about it before. It's a combination of psychology and the movement of the psyche and the malfunction of the um, caudate nucleus in the striatum, part of the basal ganglia, that is not shutting down intrusive thoughts. So you got to help it to rewire the brain through ignoring negative thoughts and focusing on what your values are in line with. And then through neuroplasticity, repetition, the brain gets rewired to not show up with so many negative thoughts and reduce that number, and then be encouraged to focus on the things that are in line with your values. And pretty much just as you said. Jack Gowl says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Jack. Colonel, where have you been? And Khalid Mansour says, male 57, Tehran. Oh my goodness. Says, salam, sobh bekhair. That means hello, good morning. Says, I'm a mature university student, but have started to like or fall in love with a lady, but she's 18. Oh my goodness. Oh, Khalid, you're screwed. Says, how can I convince her to marry because her parents against me? Listen, very simple. You got to be realistic. At age 57, let's say you had a daughter 18 and a 57-year-old guy would come along, wants to marry her. Would you allow it? And he's a very nice guy, educated, has money, and nice guy. Would you allow it? No, because there are a thing or two you know about age and compatibility and consciousness level. That 18-year-old girl is still a child in a way compared to the journey that you've had through your life, the things that you've experienced, maybe, I don't know, travels that you've gone through, businesses you've ran, and failures you've had, and I don't know, discotheques you went, sports that you tried, movies that you saw, restaurants that you went. But you don't want to do all that again. You've done all that. It's not that critical to you. But to that 18-year-old woman, is refreshing, is new, something she's never done. She's full of energy, want to try all those things, and wants to be able to bond with someone at similar consciousness level. She's not going to understand you. She's going to maybe obey you because of the cultural pressures, or tolerate you, or try to sink herself to you with you, but that's not her understanding. That's not where she is in life. It's not full of energy for her. She's just 18. She needs to go to university. She needs to learn how society works, to work. You want to shelter her. She's been under the influence of her parents all these years. Do this, don't do that. Come home this side. Don't go there. Don't eat that. All that childhood. Now he's got another 57-year-old, like his own father, trying to baby her at the same time having sex with her. Fucked up. You can't go there. I don't care how much you think you're in love. You can't be in love with an 18-year-old, because love is not about lust. It's different. You can lust for her. She's probably beautiful, and she's a full-grown woman in that country. 18 years old is a legal age, as I understand it. But it's not about the legality of it. It's about morality of it. She's 18 years old. She needs to play with her own age girls and boys to learn life. If you really love her, which I believe you don't, because there's a difference between lust and love. Love means you to know her consciousness, to know each other's consciousness. You don't know each other's consciousness. How the conditioning of the content of your consciousness is different than the conditioning of the content of her consciousness throughout her age. You're from a different era. Be fair. If you really think you love her, which, as I said, you don't, because love is when you actually bond on consciousness level, and you live and know each other for years, and you see how you treat each other, how unselfish you are, how supportive you are for each other, and then begin to learn what love is for each other. You're not there yet, neither one of you. So it's lust, which is mixed we think it's love, yeah? But if you really love her, move on. Move on. So you want to get her pregnant and she's 19, she's got a child, and when the child is 20 years old, you're what? About 80 years old. You think you're going to understand your child? It's a different era. It's going to be hell for her. For you, you're going to have fun. Oh my goodness, 18 years ago. I mean, it's kind of immoral. Let's put it this way. Let me be blunt with you. You cannot convince yourself that it is okay, a 60-year-old man to marry an 18-year-old girl. Maybe legally okay, but it's fucked up. You should have control on your desires. How can you love her when she doesn't even understand what you're talking about at that age? Yes, she can be polite like any girl is and act like she's a lady. She's a child. She's a young lady. She's in a different stage of the game. You got to let her learn it on her own. You can't teach her anything. The stuff that you want to teach her is indoctrinating her to comply to your way of life. That's not her life. In fact, you're depriving her freedom, taking away the life that it belongs to her, putting her under this certain kind of a supervision or rules of yours. None of it is hers. If you really value her, if you really love her, let her be. Just having money and providing money or comfort for her, it's not going to be life. She's not going to be happy. You know, she's always going to be calling you sir, mister. I mean, it's so awkward. Don't do it. I know it's probably not what you want to hear. But if you love her, if you were married at age 24, 25, or even 30, you would have a child at 27 years old, 30 years old. She's 18 and you want to marry her? Come on, Mansoor. Be the man that you know you are. Protect her. Protect her. Protect her from you, from yourself. You're not a bad person. You probably love her, want to give her a great life. But what is great in your mind for her is not what she's looking for. She's young, 18-year-old young lady. She needs to experience life. I know you may say, well, I have money she doesn't have. Who's she going to find? Some young guy who doesn't have money? Well, most young people marry same age. Young guy marries a young girl marries a young guy. They learn the life together. They go through hell that they go, like every one of us went. We all married young and married with a, similar age of a girl, maybe 10, 12 years maximum. Yeah. 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 12 years, 13 years. That should be the end of the age difference. Not 37 years difference, 39 years difference. That's too much. It won't work. Okay? It will work for you. You will have all the happiness and all the services, all the respect, Sir came home and you're the elder, and that's going to be hell for her. It's not going to be as pleasant as it is for you. You're a man living in a man's world in that country. Do whatever you want. She won't have to do. She can't do anything. Get permission from you to do. That's bullshit. If you really love a woman, let her free. At this age. Yeah, if she was 40 years old, more power. Go for it. She knows enough to know what's good for her, what's not. This girl, 18 years old, she doesn't know what's good for her. She may think, yeah, that's a good life. This man is going to give me, I don't know, provisions or car or money or whatever. But that's not all there is. What about understanding, consciousness, growing together? She can't come to your level. You can't go to her level. You got to be always teaching her, don't do this, don't, according to what's good for you. But she's 18 years old. She wants to, you know, run around, do things, have her own friends, listen to, rock music. You want to listen to rock music right now? Hardly. Come on. If you really love her, let her go. Go find someone at the right age that she has had some kind of experience in life, has seen a thing or two. She's grown her children, if she has any. She's at 40, 45 years old. Then you will have some compatibility. You can have things to talk about. It's not going to be that pleasant for you either. After 2 hours of talking, what are you going to talk with her? 2 hours straight. I want you to talk to her 2 hours straight. You will see after about 5 minutes, you have nothing else to tell her. And what she has to tell you, you're not interested. What you have to tell her, you think it's very important, but to her, she doesn't give a fuck. She can't be interested. That's the reality. So if you love her, protect her, give her life back. Don't pursue her. And protect her from even your own desire. That's how a man protects a woman, even from himself and his own desires. That's the kind of men we should be. If we really value women. That's my recommendation to you, Khalid. All right. Where are we? Brenda, 57, female, Manitoba. Oh, Canadian. Hey, okay. Countryman or countrywoman. Country person. Gotta be politically correct. Brenda, country person. He can't even talk these days. Heavenly. Have you heard the latest nonsense that they don't even call women giving birth? They say birth person. As if a man can give birth. The only gender can give birth on this earth is woman. So why do you call birth giving person woman? That's a woman. So anyhow, Slobodan says, only 16 people. We do not deserve you, Mehran. Honestly, it's shameful. There's only 15 people here. I don't understand. I don't get it. We're supposed to be, no. Well, anyhow, we are here for whoever is here. I love maths debating. Maths debating? So I'm miserable in my life and I'm beginning to think life is overrated. Really? You have something better that you can be conscious of? And I'm unluckiest person in the world. Really? You've seen all the unlucky people? You've seen the people bombs on top of their heads every day, that they're being raped and have no food to eat, no safe place to sleep. They're being beaten and used and all these things. You met all those people and you think you're the unluckiest person in the world? Is that how you see yourself? Life will never get any better for me. What to do? Well, as long as you say it doesn't get any better, it won't get any better. Because if you believe the garbage that comes out of your brain, then your body will follow the brain rather than the brain following you. And then the body follows the brain, but in fact is following you because the brain is following you because you are on top of it. You're the boss of it all. Brain cannot reach you. You're the intellect, you're the awareness, you are it. But if you believe the bullshit that the brain is actually putting into your head, in the screen of your head, that life cannot get any better than this, I don't know what to do. Well, that means you're waiting for somebody to make life for you than you actually making the life for you. And when you are waiting around for somebody to make it and they're not making it, nobody is going to make life for you. Then you think, oh, then my life is bad and it will never get better. Why? Get off your ass and make things happen. Get off your ass and make things happen. You've been lucky to begin with. You talk about unluckiness. When your mom and dad tried to make you, there were 300 million other sperms that could have gotten life. But you were the chosen one. You were the one who won over all that 300 million sperms that could have become a human being. But you beat them all. So to begin with, you are lucky. You are the chosen one. You are the most powerful. You are the most intelligent of all those 300 million. And they all got sacrificed for you to be born. You won the race. You're telling me you're unlucky? No, you're not using your abilities. And you're sitting on your ass and hoping things to work out for you instead of going to build it. Climb the mountains. Dig as deep as you should. Find the gold you're looking for. Work hard. Educate yourself, learn, perseverance, never give up. Then talk to me. Then we'll see. You can do amazing things. I know that, and you know it, but get off your ass. Put your amazing abilities to work. Then we'll talk. Don't diminish ability of a human being. Your abilities, it's in there. You have all the tools you need. Do whatever you can with whatever you got. Don't expect things to be good before you become good. You make things good by your know-how, by your perseverance, the fact that you can and you will if you really value yourself and if you really want that good life that you're looking for bad enough. Nobody's going to hand it to you, but you can. And that's the beauty of it. You don't have to rely on anybody else. Do the best you can and you will get the best results. All right. Charles says 34, male, Luxembourg. Says, thank you for that, Charles. I appreciate that. Says, why do the ex-girlfriend, 33, blames me for everything? Because usually, not all, but usually women like to blame somebody else for what is their responsibility. They just think they're beyond any responsibility. And that's the kind of person that she is, which disqualifies her even further. You should be looking for women who feel responsible for their actions, for the outcomes, and they make efforts to make things work rather than just hoping and expecting things to work for them because they're women. Something has been sold onto to them that they don't have to do shit, and that's not right. How can you get this thing out of here, like this thing that you just don't want to be here? How do you? I guess I'm going to replace it with just the hello and then put this here and then choose this, and that will probably replaces that. There you go. So much writing here. It's all right. What happened to that where I could have the name? I don't know how to work it. The first time it was working fine. All right. Okay. So, where were we? Charles says, for everything done wrong in the past, would it not be better to reflect on the present moment, trying to fix our 10 years relationship? Yeah, but some people think that they're entitled to a lot more. And she probably is looking, I don't know, maybe better financial situation. She's 33. In her mind, depends on what she thinks. Maybe she wants to have children and she wants to 10 years. She thinks, everything that could have happened in that 10 years would have happened. So now she's looking for somebody else to provide for her and bring something better than combining her forces with you, and together build whatever you can build and enjoy your lives together. Instead, perhaps she's looking for some better deal financially. Otherwise, I don't know what the situation is with you guys. You guys can always go on my site, mind.seekstruth.com, mind.seekstruth.com, and make an appointment for Skype consultation, one-on-one on Skype, regarding your relationships, breakups, maybe OCD or whatever you're dealing with, decisions you want to make in life, about personal behavior, personal values, and whatever it is that you want to discuss. You can make a appointment for 1 hour, and when it's a new client with 1 hour registration, I will add another hour. We'll have 2 hours, and we'll explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. So in here, I don't have enough information really to know what has happened between you guys and what was the cause of it and all that. And of course, I do couple therapies as well when you guys want to, both of you, um, join in that session. That's usually done. Um, and she says she broke our dream getting married and having kids, especially for her at her age of 33. Well, listen, you can't be uh, pot hotter than the soup in it. Like, in other words, you can't be more Catholic than Pope. So you can't want something for her more than she wants it herself. You were there, you're willing, and if she really wanted it as bad as you think she should have, or you do, well, she had the opportunity. So whatever her reasons are, if she has broken that after 10 years, that means she's not reliable, is she? Why do you want to go after a girl who's already broken a relationship after 10 years? So she can't be reliable. So why do you want to have build anything with her? She just failed the test. Whatever reason, however it worked out, it's not working out, right? So why do you go after her? You know, why do you want to be with her? Okay, how do I get this thing out of here? I don't know how to get this thingy out of here. This sign. Okay, we have Emmanuel says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Emmanuel. And Dilugani Yao says, me. Okay. Oh, it says M. No, okay. All right. Emmanuel, male 28, Boston. Thank you for that. David Monteiro says, male 35, PT. Where is PT? Portofino? um, and he says, thank you, Mehran. Keep the good work. You're quite welcome. PT, what is PT? I can't, I don't know what PT stands for. Emmanuel says, I have been single since 2018. Is that a bad thing? No, why should it be a bad thing? You haven't found the right girl, so what's a bad thing? I've been single longer than that, so it's still, it's still fun. Search goes on. um, Emo says, how do we deal with shame and embarrassment? Some of the thoughts actually did feel, I found them stimulating, emotional, growing. Shame for what? What shame? Who who do you want to prove that this is, or this is not shameful? Why should it be shame? It's a thought. So who gives a shit? It's a thought. You want to prove to your brain about the thought that shows up by the brain in the head that that is good or bad, or that you're beyond that or not. Why are you so worried about what the brain thinks? Brain is garbage. Brain is nonsense. Brain is stupid. Brain's job is to make thoughts. Those thoughts are irrelevant to you. If they don't measure up to your uh, values, they're not in line with your values, then you ignore them. That's all. Just because they showed up, that doesn't mean they're a representation of you, or you should be ashamed of it, or you should do something. No, they show up. That's what their job is, to make thoughts. And they make all kind of nonsense, garbage thoughts 80, 90,000 times a day. You're not responsible for that. So give it up. Don't worry about it. You just choose the ones that you think is interesting, or the ones that you create using the apparatus of the brain, the kind of thoughts that is useful to you, to your purposes. That's what you go by. You live by your vetoes and choices, not by suggestions and thoughts and ideas or images that shows up by the brain. Those are brain's thoughts, not yours. Stop worrying about it. Stop trying to prove to your brain you are who you are. You are who you are. Brain is tagging along you, not you tagging along to brain. You existed millions of years before the brain showed up. Brain only showed up 40,000 years ago. So it added to you. So there is a you first, and the brain came up. And now brain fucks up, malfunctions, and you got to recognize it and help it to be retrained through neuroplasticity to learn what things not to produce, what things it's you can produce, but I don't give a shit about it. You are the boss. You are the master. You do not comply with what brain suggests. You choose and judge what brain creates, and you ignore the things that you think they should fall by the wayside and never see the light of day. You're the only person that can give any actuality to whatever brain suggests. Brain suggestion is not actuality, is virtuality. Has no power, can never become reality unless you allow it. And you're the ultimate power, and you allow things based on your values, your vetoes, and your choices, not because it showed up in your head. So relax and move on with your life. Okay. And Dilgani says, also, I have been watching lots of Persian movies online to learn Farsi. My favorite so far is The Last Queen of the Earth. Really? I don't know any of these movies. I haven't seen any of them. I hardly see any Persian movies. They're not that good anyhow. So some of them maybe, I don't know. So old times there were some movies that were okay, I guess. But even then I wasn't watching Persian movies. I sometimes watch Indian movies, by the way. They're very hopeful and very exciting and interesting and happy ending always. Mm, David, PT equals, oh, Portugal. Okay, thank you for that, David. Yeah. Emo, these are thoughts. Focus on what your choice and value and vetoes are, not suggestions or thoughts. Okay, guys, it looks like it's been 1 hour, 41 minutes here, and we only have 13 people. I really honestly wonder why I'm here actually doing these live streams when nobody knows about it. I really don't get it. So we'll see what the future holds. Maybe I won't do it again. Okay, so it looks like we've answered all the questions, and there's no more questions here. And I hope that you guys had some fun, at least, for the lack of better word. Let's see if we are actually showing up on Facebook. Okay. All right. I don't see us here. Let's see. We are not here. Are you, Brenda? Are you still here? You joined from Facebook, didn't you? But I don't see us here. Are we not live somewhere? Hmm. I don't know. I don't see it. Okay. Well, I guess I don't see ourselves on Facebook. I got to figure it out how it works. Okay, guys. That's it. I love you all. Thank you very much for being here. Give me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. Maybe tonight at 9 p.m. Oh, no, I won't. I have a Skype appointment. Okay. So I guess I'll see you guys next week, Saturday at 1 p.m. And then we'll decide if we should continue this or not, depending on how many people show up, because the way it is very, not the best way of spending the time. So look forward to talk to you again and see you again. Take good care of yourself. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.